have got big news, and I'm not even trying to hype this up. This is really, really big news. Okay, so let's start off with the bad right now. One of our cold case team members, I don't know how to put this, there's a chance that she might be missing. Uh, we don't know what's going on. It's been since Monday that we've heard of her, and she's always on Facebook and Messenger. Well, nobody's heard from her, and we're reaching out, so we don't know if it's depression and she just wants to get off the grid, or if she had an attack with Meniere's, which is an inner ear infection type ordeal where it made her fall down a lot. She said they had been ramping up a lot. Um, and that's a really serious thing, because if you're by yourself and you have an attack of Meniere's and you fall on the floor, well, you can't really do much. I mean, I think you can kind of crawl maybe. I had an aunt that had an inner ear infection, and it was really bad for her too. So, but that only happened once. This woman here who helps us, she's had multiple cases of this, and she said it's been ramping up. Well, she had called me on Monday, really distressed, and she was crying, and she said something about her neighbor was going on. It was giving her a really hard time, and something about maybe the neighbors may be into drugs. I don't know all the details, but I'm worried enough to where I'm about to call police to have them do a welfare check on her. Now, she's not in Parkersburg anymore. She used to live in Parkersburg in 2017, and she used to be next door neighbors to Preston Pierce back in the day on Niagara Street. This was when he lived there, I think would have been maybe about 2015, she said. And then we had done a video going up the hill, and there were air vents in the hill in the woods back there. It was really creepy. That's been a year and a half. Well, yeah, a year and a half ago in October. So we've got that going on. So I'm going to call the police out in Pennsylvania where this woman lives and have them do a welfare check. So stay tuned. Hopefully we've got good news, but we're all a little bit worried right now on her safety and well-being. I know yesterday we went out mowing grass. I've caught poison ivy real bad. You can kind of see it there. I got it on my neck, my other arm. It is what it is. I'm glad we got the grass mowed for them. They're really good people. That was out in Belfry, Ohio. Um, but the big news I want to share you guys. So you guys have probably known the FBI just yesterday put out that they want. Um, I got a comment. Kyle Brown, hi from Australia. Australia, me and my uncle are loving the stream. Could you please give him a shout out? His name is Dixie Normus. All right, well, thank you guys. I appreciate you guys. It's so nice to get somebody from other countries, Australia. Thank you, Dixie Normus, for checking in. And we really appreciate that. Thank you, Kyle Brown. Got another one. Miss Cupid said hi. Hi back. I'm glad to see you guys here. We've got some really, really big news, okay? I'm not going to try to hype this up anymore for you. I want to get right down to it, okay? So, the FBI put out yesterday that they want the public's help in the Preston Pierce and Gretchen Fleming case. And as I got to digging last night, we just got more news. So I did a video, oh gosh, it's probably been about 6 months ago maybe. There was this guy who took a picture with Gretchen Fleming back in 2018 when, I think it was 18, because she shared it to her Instagram, and I found it last night. Well, the guy that took the picture with her, that he had it on his Facebook. It's now been deleted. Obsessed with you. What's cracking? What's up? Glad to see you here. Um, so, yeah, so this guy, he had initially loved the article that was put out on Facebook by WOWK TV, WOWK, out of Charleston. They put out that the FBI is in on the Preston Pierce case and they want information. Well, this guy had put a heart on it. He loved it. And then somebody called it out. They said, what? Look at the reactions. And then he deleted his reaction. This guy's hiding something. His name is Elhaj something. Elhaj Tariq Bey, and he lives in Raleigh, North Carolina. I've done some searches on him on True People Search. It doesn't bring up that name, Elhaj Tariq Bey. I think his real name is Richard Green. So, nice to see all you guys here. Lots of guys tuning in now, lots of people. Marissa Boone, nice to see you guys here. But we're going to get right into this. So, I found that out. So, he deleted the picture with Gretchen Fleming, Elhaj Tariq Bey. That picture was dated on Gretchen's Instagram account. If you go to Instagram and you look up Gretch with underscores after it, you're going to find her account. If you scroll down to August 14th of 2018, there is a picture of her with this guy. and he looks like I'm not sure what like nationality he is or anything. I can't tell you. I'm confused by it, but with the name and everything. But I said that there was a big India connection with Preston Pierce on a big video we did almost 2 years ago now. Well, more news has come out. So Preston Pierce has created a new account with Gretchen's mom on it, Sarah Fleming. And I know 100% without a shadow of a doubt that Preston Pierce is behind the creation of this account because it said, better be nice to people. I think that's an indirect threat to me because we're starting to call things out. We are finding a lot of these accounts, and what Preston is doing is he is backdating the account. So he's got all these accounts that he's running, but he's cycling the names and the pictures out. He just keeps changing the stuff. So Taylor Durnall, hi. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you. This is big, guys. The FBI. I'm calling the FBI today. There's a lot going on. Well, one of the neighbors just tipped me off, and get this. If we're going to be spilling tea, we're going to be breaking China because there's a lot of stuff coming out. She just told me today that you guys who have been following this channel, you know about the Karen Blair situation. Well, Karen Blair is one of the residents of Broadway. She's in the power chair and she's real bad on diabetes. She can't take care of herself, so all these druggies are taking care of her. Well, John Lyons, we called it out. He's allegedly into prostitution. He's allegedly into drugs real bad. Every night there are people, our neighbors are taking videos of them doing drugs, dude, with the foil and everything out back of the house. And the cops were back out there today. I walked out about 7:20 this morning. Cops were there again today. That's the 5th time in the last 2.5 weeks. And as soon as I walked around the block to go ask if everything was okay, if Karen was okay, they left. I saw them walking out of the back shed. I don't know exactly what was going on, but apparently Karen made it back home. She came out of Jackson General Hospital in Ripley, about 3 days ago. Well, Saturday. I guess it was about 5 days ago, last Saturday. And her oxygen tanks, her nebulizers, all her medical equipment was gone. We're presuming that they traded it for drugs. Well, one of the guys that lives there, his name is Shane Weigel. He's 41 years old, same age as me, and he is John Lyons' right-hand man. Well, we are finding out that, I hope this don't die on me, I got 10%, but we're good for a while. We are finding out that Shane Weigel, as John Lyons' right-hand man, there's a connection here. So I guess they're saying that he used to date, or he is dating a woman by the name of Jen Bartlett, who used to date Preston Pierce, who may have had a kid with Preston Pierce. So how is this Karen Blair's house situation out on Broadway Avenue connecting with Preston Pierce's situation? Well, we got more. So the neighbor who told me about this, the community watch is really stepping up. They said that back in the day, Preston Pierce was sighted in a secret tunnel. And I said, where? I said, where is this? Because I found a secret tunnel behind the Freemasons out behind the Scottish Rite. You guys saw that video probably over a year ago. There was a secret tunnel that we found that was hidden by a statue. A vertical statue had been knocked over by the city when they were bulldozing the trees out behind the Sly Fox in Parkersburg. And they knocked it over. I went down there. It's a very, very small rectangular hole, if you didn't see the video, and there's a sewer in there. It goes up to your ankles. And I didn't go very far. I don't know where it leads to, but we think it's an old prohibition tunnel from the days when the slaves escaped over the Ohio River and they made it to freedom, right over to Belpre, Ohio. Okay, well, this is right behind the Freemason Scottish Rite, which, you know how I feel about Freemasons, and it's also behind the Boy Scout cabin. So I thought, with a hole being that small, it's small enough to put children through, maybe. We don't know. I don't know what the connection is, but it's there, and it's still there. I just haven't had a chance to get back in there, okay? I imagine the city might have closed it off by now. A lot of secret tunnel entrances in this town, but I'm being told that there's one right behind Preston's old house. So that house that's on Division Street, there is a company right across from Parkersburg South High School called Sprinter Van. And there's a lot of vans there. They rent out vans and such. That's right behind the house that he was renting on Division Street Extended, where this all went down. We're being told that Preston only lived there for like a couple weeks. I did not know that. He got sued by the landlord company, which was based out of Charleston, for, I think it was $5,000 or something like that, for moving out early, breaking the lease. Well, there were other people that lived there, and as you know by now, they called something in about maybe some blood or something being found. And the FBI back in November did a luminol treatment there where they put plastic sheeting over the windows, and nobody's ever heard anything since. So, what's going on with the luminol treatment? Well, now the FBI is asking the public for assistance. So, I'm going to get in touch with the FBI today as soon as I'm done with this video, and I'm going to put my phone on a charger, and I'm going to tell them everything that's going on, because there is a secret tunnel that is right behind that house out on Division Street Extended. And I'm being told that in the older days that the youth would hide like stolen bicycles down there, but there's a big boulder there that you need about 3 people to move. Well, Preston Pierce was sighted going down in this tunnel many years ago, and one of the neighbor ladies saw him down there, and he would always say, "Oh, I'm just chasing a cat." No, she chased him out of there and called him weirdo. So what the hell was Preston Pierce doing in this secret tunnel? Is Gretchen Fleming stored down there? I don't know. I don't know. But I'm telling you what, I've been saying there's a blanket of evil over this season. I mean, over this season, this city. And there's something really deep and evil going on. I, it's crazy. But I need to get down there. I need to find out where this is, because I'm being told there are secret tunnel entrances all over this city. So there's one, supposedly the homeless woman, Toothless Betty. I ran into her. She's the one that told me about the UFO last November that had to do with the drones. She saw a drone that was followed by a big Black Hawk helicopter, and she was the one that saw it because she was homeless out on the river back then. But she said that there was a secret tunnel at the old Ames factory that burned down in October of 2017. I have not been able to find it. I've walked out there a couple times. I haven't found a secret tunnel, but she says it's out there, and all these secret tunnels are so small that somebody like my profile can fit down in, but they're very hard to find. There's another one out behind the Boys Club on, you know where the Boys Club is in Parkersburg. It's like by 7th Street, kind of, by East Street Bridge, where the homeless people hang out. So there is a lot going on. But yeah, we are actually searching for missing people in West Virginia. Thank you for commenting. We've got a lot going on. And what I talked about at the beginning of this video is that one of our team members may possibly be missing. We have not heard from her since Monday. She changed her profile picture on Tuesday. I'm not putting her name out there because maybe she's just like going through something and just wants to get off the grid. But I need to call the police in Pennsylvania to check up on her whereabouts, to do a welfare check to make sure she's okay. I think maybe she had a Meniere's attack or something. I don't know. One of the neighbors was kind of hostile too, so we don't know. There's a lot going on. But yeah, the Preston Pierce stuff is picking up. I haven't officially heard what they found at the Division Street house, but he was only there for a couple weeks. Some other back information on the bar. So let's backdate you guys to December 4th, the night that Gretchen came up missing, right? John Jason Pape took her, an alleged heroin junkie, in a black record truck. Gretchen says, "Why are you bringing me to the bars in a black record truck?" They end up at My Way. That bar has now changed its name to the Rundown. The lesbian owners who own that bar said, well, they just wanted something all their own. That's why they renamed it. But the night that Gretchen comes up missing, and literally I think it's like even in the same hours time frame, it gets down to 26 degrees at night, and there's this big metal pipe that busts in their basement of the My Way Lounge and Restaurant. Right as it closes, right after it closes, they close at 3. Gretchen seen leaving at 3 o'clock with Preston Pierce in the parking lot on surveillance camera, and he says he dropped her off a couple blocks away at the police station, right? Nobody ever sees or hears from her since. But the police say that they see Preston driving home on South Side by the camera at the car wash. Well, you know, the rest is history. So John Jason Pape, he's kept a low profile. He's not cooperating with police. It's believed he's on heroin and meth, allegedly. And, you know, his story hasn't lined up at all. Preston's story hasn't lined up at all. We initially talked with him, and he cooperated at first, but what he said never made any sense. So now he's creating all these fake accounts. We've probably found about 20 fake accounts that this guy is doing in the name of Sarah Fleming. That's her mom. Gretchen had to pull the plug on her own mother. You know, Thomas Bowers, a guy who lives in Parkersburg who has nothing to do with it, he impersonated him. He's creating all these accounts, Gretchen Fleming accounts, and he's got these cryptic quotes on it saying that, oh, he's innocent and we better watch out and all this stuff, and better to die with shame, or better to live with courage than to die with shame, and stuff like this, and all these foreign languages. This guy is psychotic, dude. And now we've got more information on him. He is down in Huntington, where Gretchen used to live, in going when she was a student going to Marshall University. He's only 3 blocks away in an apartment complex. And he's now got a girlfriend by the name of Cheryl in that same apartment complex. He had 2 vehicles. He was doing around doing DoorDash deliveries. Hi guys, thanks for checking in. I see some of your comments. He was doing DoorDash deliveries on a private cell phone using like a private number, like a voice to text app. You couldn't trace it. And he was threatening women. Allegedly, he was breaking into one woman's house who was a military, and she went and retrieved her weapon, and he took off. I don't 100% know if this is Preston Pierce, but this is my guess, is that it was. So there's a lot going on. Like I said, the FBI is now putting out information. I'm going to get in touch with them today, but I called them 2 years ago before Trump was president, and they told me, they blew me off. The Pittsburgh field office, that's the closest one to Parkersburg, and they said, I can't guarantee we're going to help you with this case. So I don't know what's going on. They said, if you think there's police corruption, you need to contact your state attorney general. Click. And that was it. But now that Kosh Patel is over the FBI, I think they're rooting a lot of the corruption out of there, and I think they genuinely want to actually see what's going on with this. So I'm going to give it another fair shot now. Do I trust our police department? Oh no, not at all. Not at all. We talked about the lead detective allegedly cheating on his wife, having an affair with the canine dog handler. His wife called up on the woman who did 300 searches and said, delete the video, it's not true. Well, the texts pretty much prove that it's true. And the woman, allegedly, who was cheating and having an affair, not just with him, but it was also with a Vienna cop. I have his name too. Well, the Vienna cop who was having an affair with this woman in the academy, who was the canine dog handler searching for Gretchen Fleming, his 8-year-old son found naked pictures of her on his phone, and he said, Daddy, what are these pictures on your phone? And his wife got a hold of it, and now she's divorcing him. That Vienna cop had a loaded handgun to his head ready to pull the trigger. Now, thank God he didn't do it. I'm not putting his name out there. Right now, it's water under the bridge. We know that a lot of cops, yes, some of them are corrupt. Yes, a lot of them cheat on their wives. It is what it is. The only reason I mentioned it with the detective is because it was on paid citizens' time. Like, he's allegedly fornicating with this woman in the back of the car during a search for Gretchen Fleming, dude. It tells you right there they don't care about her, and they never did. But Gretchen's grandmother, Louise, God bless her heart, she passed away on a hip surgery. She always said that the Parkersburg police were doing the most. But come to find out, if this stuff is all true, they weren't doing the most. Their first search for Gretchen came 2 months to the day after she came up missing on December 4th. They searched for her at Mountwood Park on February 4th. Okay, they said it takes time to set up searches. I get that. I'll give that to you. But their website, pkbpolice.com, was shut down 12 days after Gretchen came up missing. And I walked up and I talked to the lead detective. I said, why is your website shut down? I said, is there corruption going on? He said, no. He said, we're just getting a new website. Well, that website didn't go up until about a year and change later. Like a year and a half later, they had a new website up. It don't take that long, guys, to get a new government website up. That's not how this stuff works. It's not how this works. It's a small city. This isn't a little village, So, and there's more. The bar, my way, they had the cops came and forced, well, I don't want to say they forced, they asked the bar owners and the DJ to sign off on an NDA. You ask, what's an NDA? It's a non-disclosure agreement. So why is the Parkersburg City Police having the 2 bar owners and the DJ, who they had fly back from Florida? He goes back there every year to go with his woman or whatever they do. He just happened to leave, and they called him back to sign off on an NDA to keep things secretive. Only a few people have seen the surveillance footage. David Fleming saw it before he passed away. Why is everybody in this family passing away? Louise Fleming, David Fleming the father, Gretchen's mother before this even happened. You know, it could all be coincidental. I'm not trying to jump down a conspiracy hole on everything, and you feel terrible for this family, man. That they've been through so much. But now that we're getting news of this secret tunnel, allegedly out close to Preston's house, it tells me if he was only there for a couple weeks and he was formerly in this tunnel, is there something to it? Like, is Gretchen down there? I don't know. Like, I found some secret tunnels in this city. We've documented it on the channel, but I didn't know about this one, and I was just told today. So I had to run. I had to talk about it on a video. You guys need to know about this, and if more people know about it, then secrets are going to be unveiled. I've talked about this being witchcraft or Satanism, and the more I look, the more that seems to be the case. This isn't just Preston, you know. This is more. Like, it's not just one man possibly raping and murdering a woman. We don't even know. Maybe she's in human trafficking. He's putting a lot of stuff out there right now. Hi guys. He's putting a lot of stuff out there right now on these fake Facebook accounts. He's going to get caught, dude. You can't be doing the stuff that he's doing. One man can't be doing all this stuff. He's protected. He's not been charged. So, I don't know. It's crazy. That's about all I got right now. I'm going to try to come out with another video for you guys tonight. I'm at 3% right now on my phone, so I am going to try to get you guys a Friday Night Fright special on all this right now with a big update. I might just push this out there and make it available at 9 o'clock for everybody to watch, but pray for us. Pray for our cold case team member. We don't know if she's missing. We don't know if she had a medical episode. We don't know if she's okay. We don't know if the neighbor got to her. There's a lot going on. We just pray, guys. We need Jesus. We need him now more than ever. 2025 is a big year. You know, we don't know what's happening. There's a lot going on in this world, but know that you got somebody in your corner. We care. We love you. We do. You know, this isn't all for clout. You know, I don't risk my life for clout. We don't make money on this channel yet. I hope to, but eventually. We're real close now. We've got a nice following here locally, especially covering this true crime stuff, but we care. We want the bad guys to go down. We want justice. I'm calling out Cindy Ball, possible murderer. You know, I'm calling them out by name on the channel, responding to them, making videos on them. So it is what it is. I'm here for you guys. We've got a good little team that we've built here. We don't get paid. We don't ask for money. We're here just for justice. We want the missing and the murder cases to solve. So that's all I got, guys. I love y'all. Thanks for everything you do. We're here for you. We'll see you later. Tonight at 9 o'clock, we'll try to have another video for you, Eastern Standard Time. But until then, Godspeed.